It's time to step inside the Octagon with your host, Ike Feldman.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Ike Feldman, talking about what else? Combat sports, a little bit of life, and always positive energy. If you guys don't know, follow me on Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, OnlyFans, everywhere. At Ikeagon, Iketagon, if you want to know who I am. If you don't know, but you want to know, Biggie, head to Ikeagon.com to learn more about my past and I'm not even going to make a joke about my past because you guys might not get it and then you're just going to tune out. Let's just focus on combat sports. Ring of Combat 74 happened this past weekend. My boy Steve Ricciardi headed down there to cover the sport and professionally make his presence known. Complete professional. This guy is who you can trust your kids with. But my boy Steve, I'm jealous. And I will openly admit when I'm jealous. Steve got to go to Atlantic City on a Friday, cut out of his day job, and go watch some fights about some guys that he's interviewed, including Dylan Montello. Not sure who else he got to speak to on that card, but the Quiet Man _MMA, who unfortunately the fight didn't go his way, but he will be back and he will be in the win column. He is a product of Law MMA, but the headliner of the event, Dennis Bazookia, holy moly, was that a hell of a performance, getting the knockout and then jumping on the cage, holding the flag of Albania. Great job by Dennis. He gave one of my favorite quotes of all time leading up to the fight. And he was calm and he was cool and he was loose and he was warning me. I was like, Dennis, you need to be focused, kid. Stay, mind over matter. Stay in the moment. Stay in the moment. But man, calm, cool, collected, vicious, marauding warrior, Albanian warrior. Holy moly, did he put it on him. And it makes sense why Audi Attar, the same manager of Conor McGregor and of Israel Adesanya, they put their money into Dennis Bazookia. And if you guys missed that interview, go check it out. But he gave a great quote about your soul is expressed, the truth is expressed on fight night. There's no denying it. And I want to spin this forward to my next guest, Andrew Park. This guy puts his soul into everything he does on fight night, not only leading up because he is a martial arts to the fight, but he's a ring announcer in a fight, and he has one of the most golden voice pipes you guys will ever hear. Screw Bruce Buffer, Joe Martinez, Michael Williams, move your ass over. Andrew Park is here, and he's up next on the Octagon.
It's time to step inside the Octagon with your host, Ike Feldman.
What's up, everybody? Another Octagon episode. As local fight news gets. Guys, I mentioned the CFFC when we had Pumi and Kuta. I mentioned the Flex Fight series when we had on Justin Montalvo. Well, staying in the Flex Fight scene, let's talk to somebody who's always talking Flex Fight, who is a martial artist through in and throughout, Mr. Andrew Park. He is the ring announcer for Flex Fight series, and he looks good. He sounds even better, and he's wearing a Knicks hat. So check. What's up, Mr. Park? How you doing, brother?
Hey, what's going on, Big Ike? What's up, New York? What's up, Long Island? What's up, everybody else on the internet? What's going on, guys? AP in the house.
So you're doing well, I take it.
Yeah, life is good, baby. I'm blessed, man. Very grateful. Very grateful.
Now, staying with that, man. Again, you guys can follow Andrew on Instagram. Are you on Twitter?
I am, but not active. I'm more of a stalker. on Twitter. I'm a leech. I'm a leech. I don't ever post anything on Twitter, but yes, Instagram, mostly Instagram.
I don't blame you. It can get hostile. Instagram seems to be more positive because you can't see every single comment. But follow Mr.
Yeah.
Park on Instagram at intro_me_AP. And sticking with the word blessed, man, I've seen that more and more under fighters posts, especially. That is my world. That is my bubble, the combat sports bubble. Do you feel that a lot of people figured out exactly what they want to do, maybe something that can cause them to feel blessed over these last 18 to 24 months? The world is spun upside down. There was maybe a period where it was like, man, this is hard doing these interviews. This is hard trying to get training time, trying to push for the corporate scene and the companies. But my man, you seem like you figured out exactly what you want. Was it in flux during this pandemic? Did you have time to reflect, or was it always part of the plan?
It was always a part of the plan, but
Oh, man.
I got to tell you though, during the pandemic, it really kind of just honed in on like all the outside noise disappeared. You know, where Instagram wasn't going crazy. There aren't, yeah, TikTok dances went up, obviously, but there weren't too many fights going on. There was Fight Island, but that's all we had. There was no NBA. There was no NFL. There was nothing else. There's nothing else to really kind of just cause all the commotion in life. And it really helped me personally to hone in on what I love and what I really appreciated in life with all the social unrest, not just the pandemic, the social unrest that was going on. It really helped me to just really hone in on everything that I had in front of me and how grateful I need to be, especially, trying to find some solace in all the madness. So yeah, I mean, for sure. I mean, MMA, martial artists, as I'm sure the way of a martial artist is to find that peace. It's not just violence; it's to find that peace and that balance. So yeah, I think the pandemic really helped me in a sense. I hate to sound it's very selfish because I know a lot of people did suffer, and I definitely empathize with those who did. But I was very fortunate enough to make it out and really kind of better myself. So yeah, I mean, a little elongated answer, but yeah, that's definitely what I went through personally.
Brother, speak as long as you want. You have the gift of the golden pipes. Oh my God, man, dude, you should do some audiobooks. I don't know if Amazon's looking for anybody, but you should be up there doing everything with your voice, man. I'm drinking tea because I don't know, it's that phlegmy season. Is there any trick to the
Yeah.
trade that you can tell us to keep your voice, dude? I'd be shy of like being like, and in this corner of, oh, hold on, like there's no reset, there's no cough button when you're live in the middle of a ring. Whoa, can you give us any tricks of the trade?
Tricks of the trade is number one is to have a voice and
Like I
believe
literally
in your
just
voice.
coughed right now. Like there's no mute button for you.
No, and the mic is hot always, and this confidence is number one, man. It's no matter what you do. It's like shooting a damn free throw. Every time I'm up there, every time I speak a word, I'm shooting a free throw. I need to be confident. So yeah, no, 100%, dude. You gotta be confident. You gotta have that presence. That presence of I belong here. This is what I do. So let's go do it. It's not just
I,
because I get paid to do it.
I would
This is
say
what I'm here to
then
do.
you are the Robert Ory, sticking with the basketball theme. Shout out to Knicks and the great hat. I love the flashback logo. I got some Knicks going on over here, but I would say
Yeah,
you're the
I
Robert
see that.
Ory of announcing, man. Just clutch, clutch, clutch. Did you take any public speaking
My man.
classes in college, or did you come from a large family that you kind of gotta like steal the attention at Thanksgiving? Where exactly does this confidence come from?
It's more of if you really want to dig deep to it is I was very very reserved as a kid. I come from a single parent home. I have no
Wow.
siblings. I kind of grew up without. I was born in the Bronx, raised in Queens, and I had my mom work three jobs and struggled. I struggled to even ask her for back then, like even like North Face jackets and
Wow.
sneakers that I wanted because things were tough, and I knew to just keep quiet to not stress out my mom. So with that time that I had alone, I did stupid things like I'd go on I can't say stupid, like where Funk Flex would have a show and I would record the songs and then get really angry when he kept dropping a bomb and when I'm like, I just want the damn song.
Cypress don't get gas.
Yeah, don't get gas. Yeah. So it's like, man, I want to do this. I can do this. And I started messing around with it where I don't know if you remember, I don't know how old you are, but there used to be AOL movie phone. You remember AOL movies?
I remember AOL and the 7.0, 6.0, the things in the mail. That's as far back as I go.
All right. So as ancient as I am, you had to call in to get the damn movie times. Okay. Like
Okay, I heard about this.
yeah. So there's an 800 line. So it's called AOL movie phone. And then a damn guy sounded just like this. It's like, hello and welcome to AOL movie phone. If you'd like to watch screen, press one now, enter now. And then you'd have to freaking press the button and get the movie times and the theaters and everything. And people were always saying, like, dude, you sound just like the movie phone guy. I need you to go do my voicemails for me on their rotary phone voice machines, not cell phones back then. Yeah, rotary phones. And I used to do that for them, for my friends, where they were like, hello, you've reached the residence of the Rosenbergs. Please leave a message, all that nonsense. So
A lot of
that's
Jews in the Bronx, man.
Rosenberg and Steins and yeah.
No, I know you weren't going there,
But
man.
yeah, that's kind of where we were having fun with it. Everyone was making fun.
No, sticking with way off, man. A single child. Wow, I would have thought that you were in a house full of like 12 people and you're like fighting everybody off with the chicken bomb. Like you got to hide your towels so nobody steals your socks or something. Now, this is real interesting because my nephew, who's literally he commands the room with his friends. He's kind of got that edge. He's the sharp kid, quick-witted, but he's very reserved when he's alone. He's very quiet, kind of an introvert. For me, man, again, I wouldn't say this is a put on. I would say I enjoy to express myself this way, but off
Right.
the air, away from the mic, I'm very reserved, very quiet. My wife is the strong, vigorous one. Would you say that, not that this is a defense mechanism, would you say that this is a way of expressing when you're on the air, or when you're in the middle of hundreds, maybe thousands of people, giving out beautiful sentences and synopses of fights or presenting the fight, that it's kind of your expression?
100%. It's definitely is your true self's coming out, your personality that maybe that you've been afraid, or you had too much anxiety of failure or looking stupid, sounding stupid. It's coming out because you're a master of something. You have so much knowledge or so much experience, in my case, with being around UFC fighters and all these amateur fighters, training with these guys, and just really understanding your trade and being confident in it. And that, when you're younger, you're always afraid to be judged. You're always like, oh, I want to fit in, or I don't want to be rejected. I don't, even though I know I'm good at something, you don't really have the platform to really express yourself and go out of your element to show people how good you are. Because now you're thinking you don't want to look like you're being braggadocious, so you're showing off either. So with me, I knew I had the talent when I was younger, but I was always afraid. I was always told to be quiet. I was always told to just tone it down and be humble. Religions play a factor into it, of cultures. And, the biggest thing, it's fear of rejection as well. So, growing up as an only child and growing up without, I didn't have the confidence because I felt like I need to know my place, which is sad. I think even subconsciously I understood that. As I grew older, it just came into light, where I was like, wow, I could have definitely put myself out there more. I definitely should have been more bold, but a lot of these factors had a huge part in it, for sure.
And I believe everything happens for a reason, man. It's like I was the same thing. I was the class clown, getting detention, summer school, everything, just to get a laugh, just to get attention in my regards. And it's now I'm seeing both sides of the coin. The more you speak about it, maybe it was the right time in my mid-20s to express myself. I always blame the school system that we kind of don't exacerbate the skills. If a child or a student in their adolescence is excellent at dancing or public speaking, in your case, maybe we should accentuate that early on, so that way the gifts don't get lost and maybe their confidence don't get shifted. But in my case, maybe it was the perfect time because I really gained my confidence. And again, we're being joined by Andrew Park on Instagram at intro_me_AP. I really found my confidence at 19 with martial arts when I just tripped into a jiu-jitsu gym. Me and my friends, we signed up on the same day. We know who stuck around for the long run. But for me, that's when I gained confidence, man. Not only getting in shape, but with women, all of a sudden be more confident that if I did speak out, I'm not like if somebody's going to attack me, because I would punch the bully. They would try to bully, but it wouldn't end well. I would go down swinging, basically. Like they would try to bully, but when I'm older, I'm like, no, 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 you can't punch me. I can express myself. Was there any bit of that the same case for you, that martial arts, and I don't know how early you discovered it, that it kind of just gave you that extra gear of confidence?
100%. When I was young, Taekwondo was my life. Where I started off in the local Taekwondo place, in the
Nice.
dojo. This was on Springfield Boulevard, Cage Chang's in Queens, and the master really took me under his wing, where he'd buy me ice cream because he knew I was kind of a loner. But also, what kind of helped him was that I stopped growing when I was 13, and I was 6'2".
You
So
were
I was
this
always
and I met you, man, at the Flex Fight series. I was like, "Excuse me, sir." Yes, young man. You're like the man of steel. You were this as you barely could fit in your car. You were this frame at 13.
Yeah, 13. I was this big. Yeah.
My goodness.
So yeah, I was the cool kid buying everybody cigarettes because I looked like I was 23.
Oh my
um,
goodness. So yeah, take us along the martial arts journey.
so
Taekwondo.
Taekwondo. I remember in fourth, fifth grade, my master put me in the adult class because I was just too big for the other kids. And I took pride in that. And technically, I was a little bit more aggressive because I definitely had a lot of pent up aggression and different things that I was dealing with from my childhood, from my upbringing, from my environment. But also because, I mean, if you really want to go there, during the 90s, there was a huge cultural battle in Queens here, where it was very difficult to be a certain demographic. I mean, every demographic goes through that. You have your own stories and struggles in whichever neighborhood. But for me, being an Asian American, a Korean American, growing up here in Queens, second generation, somewhat neglected, it was very difficult to go to school at times and not have a fight and not have the kids try to pick on the big Asian guy. So, coming with the stereotypes, let's be very candid here. Like, oh, I'm sure this guy grew up with kung fu and he was born with it, and a lot of people pick fights with me because of that. So, yeah, so Taekwondo was a way for me to really uh, exert my energy and my frustrations out in with my partners in the dojo. But it definitely gave me a gun that hopefully I never have to use out in the streets, and that confidence that I should never be afraid, but not to be a bully as well. So
And
yeah.
that's a great way to put it, man. And again, we're being joined by Andrew Park, the pipes of God, and no disrespect, obviously, I'm saying that tongue in cheek, but the Flex Fight Series announcer. You will be obviously at November 5th, Stereo Garden, Patchogue.
Yes, sir. I will be there.
Excellent. If you guys want to hear this amazing gift and more, follow him on Instagram at intro_me_AP. So I reached out as soon as I saw you post about Chris Wade, and you were giving respect to Chris Wade. And I was like, what the hell does he know about martial arts and Chris? I go, okay, he can respect them as a fellow New Yorker, but then all of a sudden I dive deeper, and you're being very modest because you're just speaking about your intro to martial arts and Taekwondo. But my man, you're teaching classes, you're giving out strategies, giving people confidence, helping them chisel away at some of that donut glazing around the midsection, man. I believe martial arts can do a multitude of things for people who are just not only looking to gain confidence, but who are looking to get in shape. LI MMA, how the hell did you wind up there, man? I believe it's Chris Wade, LaFleur. Did Dennis Bermudez train there?
Yep, Dennis
Okay,
Bermudez.
Bermudas, and I'm sure there's a bunch of others I'm missing. How the hell did you wind up there, man? One of the best gyms on the East Coast.
Oh my goodness. That to me, I mean, personally, it's an understatement. My gosh, I mean, we had a slew of these animals that I grew up with in my MMA career. Um,
Oh, you fought
so
too?
no, 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 no. As
Okay.
in, coaching wise. We'll get to that.
You could
We'll get to
announce your
that.
own
No,
fights.
yeah. You know what? Listen. I hear there's another ring announcer that doesn't like me so much. So hey, anytime, any day, at any weight, brother,
Dude, let's go in
I'm
this
down.
Jake
I'm
Paul
down.
age. I mean, maybe I could be the announcer for you guys. I'll be looking at the card. I'll be saying and ums a lot. I'm like, Andrew, Park, uh, blue corner. But yeah, how'd you wind
Or
up
we
at
could just so the story behind this is it's pretty cool actually. It's actually really cool. Coming out of college, I went to Stony Brook. I wanted to give back to the community where I worked with at-risk youth because I was once that at-risk youth where I didn't have any guidance or Big Brother program back then. My job was to keep kids off of probation. So I had a bunch of clients here in one of the roughest, all the rough neighborhoods in Long Island, where it's, Wine Dance, CI, whether it's Brentwood, a lot of these areas that definitely the Suffolk County needs to focus a lot on the youth because they're lost. I mean, they don't have any guidance, they don't have any hope at times. So what I did was I had these clients that I was running a counseling group and keeping them off of probation, and I called out to gyms locally all over Long Island. And Long Island MMA is the only gym that called me back and said,
Wow.
"Yeah, you guys can come down." This is back when we were in Lindenhurst, right down the block from where we are now in Farmingdale. They said, "Come on down. You guys can clean a little bit here and there, but for free, your kids can come down and train for free. Keep these kids off the streets." So it was Greg DePasquale, the black
That's
belt, the
awesome.
head black belt. It was Ryan LaFlair, UFC's Ryan LaFlair. These guys brought us down and opened their doors to us and changed a few of their lives. I mean, changed my life completely the most. Let's be honest here. I kept going with these guys to train with them. I obviously had the martial arts background. I had a taekwondo base and some boxing. So it translated and it really just brought a whole new light to, I was 28 years old. I was like, man, I'm too old for this. But at that time, 28, it felt as if I was 16 all over again, 15 all over again, learning how to kick Muay Thai, Dutch kickboxing, jiu-jitsu eventually, wrestling. I mean, my gosh, Long Island is so wrestling heavy. I started training with these kids and eventually got good enough to become an instructor. So it's the genesis of it was me just trying to help my kids out that were at-risk youth in Long Island, and somehow ended up here as a ring announcer from that one phone call.
Wow. What a journey, man. And how old are you, if you don't mind me asking? You said you started at 28. I saw that you are a blue belt, which takes a little bit of time. I'm going to guess and say 32.
Oh no, 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 way older.
What?
Yeah, yeah, man, I'm old. I
No,
have.
it's all in the mind, man. Believe me, I'm sure you're in better shape than 90, maybe 95% of the people your age.
Well, listen, I'm sparring with Chris Wade. I sparred him on Monday,
Okay, okay.
so yeah, I'm old. I'm old, but I'm not that old. I'm 36. I picked up jujitsu probably 3 years after I was strictly striking for about 3 years while I was in Long Island MMA, and then picked up jujitsu, the gi especially much later. But hey, listen, I'm a blue belt until my black belt thinks I'm purple. So I can care less. I'll roll the purple, and I do just fine. I'm doing okay. So so I'm not worried about ranks. I love the journey. I love the art, and I love the brotherhood of jujitsu, especially.
Oh man, I love the brotherhood of martial arts. I believe it can save the world. If they get MMA or at minimum combat sambo in the Olympics, I think it would be a great
Oh
expression of the world to, I don't know, just do your fighting on the mat, shake hands, bow to each other afterwards.
yeah,
Again, we're being joined by Andrew Park, fight Flex Fight Series announcer. Holy moly. At intro_me_AP. Two more if you don't mind, man. I know you're a busy guy. You're sharp AF.
No,
You're
go ahead.
looking great, man. I really appreciate this. I think you're on the iPhone 15 right now recording this. The resolution's phenomenal. You hinted at it. Training at LIMMA, sparring
Yeah,
with Chris Wade. He's got a
yeah.
huge fight tonight, and everybody's gonna know when this air now.
Oh,
PFL
I
2021 championships. Since he's dropped down to 145 pounds, looked like a
hmm
killer. Little
hmm
insight here. I probably shouldn't say this, but I reached out to Chris before doing an article for NBC Sports, a pick'em article, and I said, Chris, why should I pick you over Bubba? And he goes, you already know, man. I was like, all right, that's sold. I go, this is perfect. I go, this is why I love Strong Island fighters. I go, Chris wins, Chris wins. And my man, I did not see him dominating that much. The multiple submission attempts, I think it was like 3 or 4 submission
Yeah,
attempts. He was
yeah.
hanging out in the grappling exchanges, like waiting for Bubba Jenkins for like a 3-minute or 2-minute wrestling round to end. Chris Wade looked phenomenal, stronger, composed. At some point, he's sticking out his tongue saying hello to the
Yep.
audience. My man,
Yeah.
please, Andrew Park, tell
Mm,
us why
mm.
Chris Wade's going to win tonight and be $1 million richer, or whatever the taxes are in Florida.
uh, what don't I mean what don't I have to say about this guy? Chris Wade is I've been training with him for about 8-9 years now.
Oh wow,
This is the best Chris Wade I've ever seen.
I agree.
The best, the best. If you see his striking, I mean, he's a legend in islip for wrestling, and his brothers for New York
But he's
State.
throwing taekwondo kicks.
Oh my God.
Like,
When I tell you, we have like an hour and a half before he gets on, before he gets in the ring. Like, I don't think I'm giving out too much insider information here. Uh, when I say that this white boy can jump, this white boy can jump. He's got these legs. Honestly, Chris can fight at 170 as a welterweight because his tree trunk legs, man, his thunder thighs and his calves. This guy can jump, and he's looking for highlights all the time now. Like, this man is a man on fire. He's a man on a mission. If you want to talk about his personal life, this guy is as stable as he's ever been in life. Not that it was ever rocky, but it's just everything
I
about
mean,
him
let's
is
be
so
honest,
normal.
man. He is a blonde man on Long Island with abs. Like keeping that stable is tough enough.
Yeah. My man can get it down. Yeah, my man, he definitely gets his
Stick to the fight. Stick to the fight. Let's...
Yeah. Anyway. So we got our guy on the other side. Here's another thing. Here's another cool fact. I think Wade has fought probably in his career 5 or 6 Dagestani Sambo guys. Where
Wow.
yeah, it was an ongoing joke before he got Bubba.
I
It
was
was a
just
toss
pitting
up.
this as like the rematch of Ally Quinta versus Khabib. It's like the two cousins are fighting each other now.
Yeah. No, it's so funny because it's the ongoing joke where it's like it was a toss up whether he's gonna get his current opponent or Bubba, and we're like, we already know we're getting the Sambo guy, we're getting the Russian Sambo guy. I mean, we just already knew, but he got Bubba first, which was amazing, which he ran through. But he's used to these hard nosed, bred to fight. You see videos of Khabib wrestling bears as a child. Like, he's used to going against these guys,
He's got to
and
wrestle all
nothing,
these
nothing.
spray tan, shampoo smelling women off him, man. That's tougher than bears. On Long Island, let's stick to the point. Stick to the point.
Yeah, no, they're more dangerous than bears, by the way. But no, his striking looks phenomenal. His wrestling is natural. It's to him, it's like breathing air. Wrestling, no one's gonna out wrestle Chris. I don't care how long you've been training. His striking looks the best I've ever seen, but his poise and his confidence, like we talked about earlier, is he has been in this zone where his focus is not just on $1 million. He wants to make a name for himself and bring a championship to Long Island. He really does. He's putting it on for his people, for his family. He doesn't, yeah, of course the money matters, but he really wants that pinnacle of I am a champion. I am a champion. He went through a whole rough patch with the UFC,
I was
and
just
and
going to say,
and
I
he
was like, he's
wants
going to make
to
them
make
look
sure that
stupid.
he reaches.
Like,
Yeah. I, yeah. I mean, my gosh. I mean, all these highlights coming off of Chris and PFL. I mean, they're like, oh, he's just a wrestler. Like, no, no, he's not. He's nowhere near. I mean, I'm a lifetime striker, and this guy's outstriking me.
wow.
This guy, and I'm 6'2", and he's what, 5'10", 5'9". This guy's outstriking me. So Chris is on a different level. I am all in on him, not because I'm a homer. Now, I would tell you straight up. I would tell you straight up. I don't know. It's going to be a tough one, guys. But today, tonight, 6 p.m. PFL. My man Chris Wade is going to come back with the belt, and he's going to be crowned champion. And we're going to throw a little mini parade. I don't care where it is, on Wellwood Avenue by the cemetery in Pine Lawn. I don't care what it is. We'll have a parade through the cemetery. I don't care what it is, dude. I can't wait to celebrate with him. I'm so excited to watch him. This is actually pretty amazing that you had me on, because I can't really talk to anybody else in the office about this. I'm a commercial real estate broker, and I'm like, but I cannot wait for Chris Wade. He is a man on fire, man on a mission.
My man, Andrew Park. Holy moly. Follow him on Instagram at intro_me_AP. I really appreciate the time, the insight, the kind of the life lessons. If you can tell us, what do you got going on next, and what are your 1 year and 5 year goals?
What I got going on next, number one is to leave a legacy, whether it's for via my family, whether it's via, that's number one, or via my ring announcing career. No matter what level I ever get to on this, I'm very proud to say that I'm one of maybe 5 people in New York that does this, that can do it. And that's the way I see it. I'm very proud of it. My kids are proud of me. My wife, sometimes she's proud of me. But you know how that goes. But 1 year from now, I definitely want to be a stronger father, stronger husband. That's number one. And I definitely would love to see my career grow, excel in mixed martial arts, helping others, whether it's through probation or whether it's to putting you through the ringer to get you fit, or to coach guys, corner guys that are up and coming amateurs. I cornered a guy this last event. I announced him in, cornered him, and then I announced him
Wait,
winning.
seriously?
Yeah, I did.
Holy
not sure
man.
not sure how legal that is with ISKA, but it's out there now.
And in this corner, watch the wrestling.
Yeah, I
He's strong
really
against
aspire
the fence.
to bring these amateur guys. I really aspire to bring these amateur guys to the level that they really want to get to, and then some. I'm put on this earth to help others. I went through all the struggles that I did and learned all these things to help others, not just my own family, but it's about my community. It's about my city. It's about my island. So I would love to be at the pinnacle of that in whichever fashion or form in 5 years as well. Even if it's just a steady this, I'm very grateful. I'm very blessed. I really am.
You're blessed. We are blessed for the time and for the beautiful poetic words, man. I don't think there was one single skip in the beat with your public speaking, man. Beautiful words. Again, you're gonna rise to the top. As long as Flex Matchmaker doesn't catch anything on all these trips and all these bottle service, man, we will be good. High tide raises everything, especially when it's champagne. But no, seriously, Flex Fight Series, November 5th, Stereo Garden. Check out Andrew Park and all the wonderful talent that will be there. Not the ring girls. I'm talking about the actual fighters. Andrew, I appreciate the time, brother. Take it easy, and let's tune in for the fight. I'm very excited for this. My wife's like, "You want to watch Dune tonight?" I go, "No." I go, "It's fights." She goes, "It's Wednesday." I go, "No. It's big fights. Trust me."
No, Ike, my man, I appreciate you for all that you do. And my man, I've spoke to you briefly at the fights, but you are as cool as can be. Thank you for having me on, and much success and blessings for your future endeavors as well, my man. Hopefully I'll see you in November.
It's time to step inside the Octagon with your host, Ike Feldman.
What's up, everybody? Your boy, Ike Feldman, talking to my boy, Andrew Franco. I don't know if this is the Andrew episode, Andrew Squared. We just spoke to Andrew Park. the wonderfully talented ring announcer for Flex Fight Series. And he's got a lot going on. He has a beautiful message. He is a martial artist himself. He trains with PFL finalist Chris Wade. Check that out tonight. But we're being joined by another beautiful soul and representative of martial arts, Mr. Andrew at the Latin Samurai _ Franco. What's up, Andrew? How you doing, brother?
What's up, 50? How's everything?
How perfect was this intro, man? All of a sudden, the song saying higher the bed. Again, this is royalty-free music. Thank you, YouTube. And then was that a lighter I hear clicking in the background?
Indeed it was, my
Unbelievable timing, man. Unbelievable. So you seem like you're going to be in the right set, man. I don't know if anybody's ever told you this. You look kind of like Conor McGregor if all of his hair was black. You look kind of like McGregor before he was beat up Diaz. Dude, he's a pretty guy. Come on, you got to give him that.
I'm not saying that. I'm shocked right now because of the fact that I've never gotten anything like that before in my life. I thought legit you were going to go like left field. I already knew what you were going to say, but apparently I wasn't ready for that one.
Is there a thank you in there?
You know what? Honestly, yes. Why? Thank you. That's better than all the other ones I've gotten. So,
dude, if you and me get like a 100th of what that man has made in his life, then God bless us both. But, dude, God bless you, man. Thank you for joining the Octagon. How's life? How's everything going? It seems like life just got a little bit better on your end.
It's always better when you got some green here, you know. But life is honestly really good. I can't even complain. I'm working with the gym out in Dumbo, Brooklyn called Warriors Nation. I'm one of the head black belt instructors there. So I'm still in the loop. I'm still training at my home gym, Bronx Jiu-Jitsu. So I'm training there like 4 times a week. And then every now and then, you know, I'll try to go to a friend's school. So like I'll stop by at Unity to see Junie. I'll stop by like 10 Planets to see Ray. I'll stop by Legends to see Mike Davila. Like it's just all about training for me. Like if it has to do with training, I'm probably there.
And you're cool with all the guys you mentioned at the different gyms, or do you just have like the best strain of stuff?
No, actually a little bit of both if you want to be like more technical, but no, like the jiu-jitsu community is so like dope and caring and loving. Like everybody's cool with everybody. Like obviously you're gonna have those tensions between rival teams or like rival opponents, or you know, everybody loves that little Instagram, Twitter beefs and stuff like that. But like at the end of the day, it's all the same thing. We're training to get better. We're helping one another get better. Like it's just a positive lifestyle. You know, like not a day goes by where I wake up, I'm like, shit, maybe I shouldn't have done jiu-jitsu and maybe I should have been a cop or a lawyer or something. Every day I wake up and I'm like, yo, when are we gonna train? Or when are we gonna smoke?
In my opinion, man, the law enforcement could use your skills, not only your people skills, but obviously your martial arts skills. But before all the gyms and the community building, man, how the hell did this beautiful journey start for you?
The jiu-jitsu journey?
Yeah.
Oh man. So it started not with jiu-jitsu. Funny, but what happened was, you know, grew up watching, you know, Dragon Ball Z, Power Rangers, Ninja Turtles.
Let's go.
You name it, I was like that kid watching every fighting movie that you knew and could possibly think of. And then one day, I was living in the projects around 2 and 5 Line Pelham Parkway, and a Taekwondo school opened up. And I was like, yo, Dad, like, I need to go there. Let's go there. I went to this Taekwondo school, my first, like, ever martial arts school. And I loved it. And I was there for, like, 2 years. And then I ended up moving from that location to Pelham Bay Park, the 6 Line, where my local school is now, Bronx Jiu-Jitsu. But when I had first moved here, there was no Jiu-Jitsu. And going to the Taekwondo spot by myself at, like, 10, 11, 12,
oh, wow.
my parents weren't having that. So, like, I had to stop doing Taekwondo. So I picked up video games and eating. Like, I got really fat to the point where my mom would buy like a pack of Oreos fresh out the supermarket. Same night, I'll be in my room playing Call of Duty till like 7 o'clock the next morning. The cookies are gone. I'd have to throw like the evidence in my underwear drawer for like 3-4 days. So it kind of looks like I ate it over time. Like it got really bad like that, to the point where I hit like 200 pounds, t-shirt size extra large, pants, t-shirt size extra large, pant size 40 at the age of like 16. Like that's not attractive. That's not healthy. That's not like good in any sense, you know? So then I was 16, I was 200 pounds, and then I would hang out with my friends, and they all go play basketball with their shirts off. And I'm this fat kid that didn't play ball, didn't take off my shirt, and I just stood there waiting for them to be finished, you know? So one day I'm walking down the main avenue of my, what was my neighborhood at the time. Sadly, I moved, but I was walking down the main avenue after just trying like Planet Fitness with my dad, and I saw them like rolling, and it looked fairly similar because I'm the youngest out of all my cousins. So obviously all my cousins want to bully me, play fight with me. Like we were doing jujitsu without even knowing we were doing jujitsu. We were just like fucking wrestle, headlock each other, pin each other. Oh, I won. So like I saw it and I was like, yo, this looks like I can do it. I went in the next day. I did the trial class, and then the rest, man, is history. I signed up, and that was about maybe 10 years ago.
Oh,
Just
wow.
just hit 10 years this month.
Wow.
I remember my first class like it was like yesterday. I went in, I did some knee on belly stuff, and then some kimuras, arm bars, and then when it came time to roll, I picked my coach's brother put me in close guard. All I knew was like the UFC at the time, so I picked him up, slammed him, boom. Picked him up, slammed him again, boom. At this time, Nate, my coach's brother, was maybe in his 40s, but he was like his body was kind of old a little bit already, just from he's a true martial artist. Like I'm talking about from the moment he was born to this day, he still like is in the martial arts realm.
Wow.
But like he was feeling kind of beat up that day. So then the third time I picked him up and I went to go slam him. My friend, I am a black belt. To this day, I have no idea how fast or how the fuck he put me in an armbar. But all I remember is I'm in an armbar on my back tapping because he's about to break my arm. And then from there, I was hooked.
Oh my goodness. And as you mentioned, you are a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, one
Yes,
of the
sir.
smoothest rollers and teachers and mentor. We'll get into that more with Andrew Franco. Follow him on Instagram at the Latin Samurai _. This is weird, man. We've had two Andrews on, and both of their martial arts journey both started with Taekwondo. I guess it's either Taekwondo or karate something, but now Jiu-Jitsu seems to take in the place over that. But man, I'm going to say that for some reason, I believe that your competitions, your black belt competitions, your advanced competitions, yeah, that could be scary. But in my opinion, you mentioned the community of people and gyms that you're associated with and have connections with. In my opinion, it takes more balls walking into a new gym, being the new guy. Where does that come from that you can just be like cool on day one and you're not really worried about, I don't know, egos or kind of being the new guy? It comes from the
No, let me stop. When I'm not gonna lie to you, when I walk into a new school or a school that I haven't been to before, I'm fucking shitting bricks. I have a poker face. Like outside, people see me, they're like, yeah, okay, this guy like whatever, he does jiu-jitsu. But inside, I'm sweating, I'm getting hot, I'm getting nervous. I'm thinking about how I'm gonna roll, how I'm gonna perform, because like before going into a school as a purple belt or a blue belt, like people see you and they're like, okay, someone new from a different school. But it's not like if they submit you, it's like there's pros and cons to it. But like when you're a black belt, I feel like everybody, you just have like that target on your head, and everybody wants to roll with you, and everybody wants to give you the business, and everybody wants to say they tapped out that black belt.
Yep.
So like in my head, it's like, yo, I'm really humble, I'm really respectful, and like I try not to have ego in like on the mats and off the mats, but like it gets to a point where in my head I'm like, yo, I'm not letting none of these people submit me, because if they submit me, like that's my name that they tarnished, if you will, you know. So like when I go to other schools, I roll as if I'm rolling like in a competition, depending on who I'm rolling with, right? Like I'm not gonna roll with a white belt or blue belt and like be that guy that just abuses them. But
Yep.
like if a purple belt comes and he's like a really good purple belt, I'm gonna give him some work. If you're a brown or black belt, you should be at that point where you're already like a trained to kill, if you will.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go with you 100%, just like as you're gonna go with me.
And can you speak on this is great, man, because a lot of people, oh, the martial arts lifestyle and it can save the world. And I believe in all that, the lifestyle, but a lot of people, they don't like to admit or publicize about the egos. It's sport, just like every other sport. If you're on the baseball team, some new guys coming for your position. Same thing in football and every other sport. I appreciate that you say that you keep it competitive, and that's why I believe in every endeavor you're gonna do, you're gonna excel. I don't think people speak enough about the competitive nature about jujitsu. Is that just because, like you said, your cousins? Like, did you grow up with brothers and sisters that you guys were competing over the last like drumstick or something? Where's the competitive nature come from?
So, unfortunately, I'm an only child, which sucked, by the way. Growing up, oh my
So
God.
two Andrews, two guys started in Taekwondo, and two only childs. What the hell is going on?
2 for 2, bro. 2 for 2. But it's hard because like everybody has an ego. Everybody has an ego. It's just how determined you are and how like how you can control it. Like some people are just dicks 24/7 because they have that ego, you know, and it's like there's no need for that, you know, like especially in the jiu-jitsu community, I feel like everybody's cool. It's very rare that you have like a dick in jiu-jitsu, and it's very rare that they last, and and even that, it's very rare that they have like a big group around them following them, unless they're like world champions, and then people are following them for their jiu-jitsu and not really their who they are as a person, you know.
Yep.
But like I I try to not have an ego, but at the same time, like I know deep down that when I'm on the mats and I feel like you're trying to turn up on me, like I let a little bit of that ego out, and then I'll turn up, and then it becomes that tit for tat. So like if I'm going 40% and you want to try to go 60%, depending on who you are, I'm either gonna match your 60 or give you 70, and then we play like that. So that's usually how like some of my matches, whether I'm training or I'm even competing. Competing, I wouldn't say that's the best like strategy to go with, but like at least for training, I'll go on the person's pace. So like if you want to go, let's say you want to start off with 20% off the rip, I'll respect your 20% and go 20. But now if the match is getting boring or like it's like plateauing, if you will, I'll turn up to 25%. It's not that much. So now you're either gonna turn up to maybe either 25 or 30, or you're gonna keep that 20, and then it's me consistently like beating your ass, if you will, for lack of better terms or words, you know? So like I try to balance it out. If you go hard, I go hard. You wanna flow and go nice and smooth? Brother, I have no problems like going nice and smooth with you. It's all based on your reactions and your how you initiate yourself.
I believe it, man. And again, we're being joined by Andrew Franco. Follow him on Instagram at the Latin Samurai _ 100%, man. And a lot of people will say it. I believe you walk the walk, not only outside of talking the talk. A lot of people, yeah, man, let's just flow. And then all of a sudden they're sweating. They're trying to rip your head off. And it's like, whoa, 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 whoa. This got turned up really fast.
That happened to me the other day. Oh man.
Master Skaya.
Yeah, I didn't want to say it.
I
But
love
like,
Alex. I love
Alex
is it
the
Han?
man,
Who's the second instructor?
Van.
Not Han.
Yeah. So
All these
racist.
Dutch people, man. I'm thinking there's Hansels. Was it Alex and Hansel?
It was Alex and Hansel. No.
No, Vansel.
Hansel.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But yeah, like that gym, it's funny. I had an ego running there. I don't know if they still do it. They separate the mat when it's rolling time. If people don't know, it's warm ups. You guys do a loose stretch, then it's drilling, and then it's rolling time. And that's like basically the sparring of jujitsu. And other than taekwondo, karate, and boxing, you could go close to 100% in a jujitsu format when it's rolling time, quote unquote, sparring time. Master Skaya, for me, when I went, they separated the gym into. They said, "All right, guys, this is the hot sauce section. This is the chipotle mayo. This is the ketchup." And I jumped in the hot sauce section too fast. This guy, so it is my fault. It is my fault. I come clean now. I'm telling the story so many times, but it was my fault.
You jumped into the fire too fast.
Yeah. I like the first roll to be, maybe I should have went chipotle mayo, maybe even ketchup and work my way up to the hot stuff. This guy, I swear, he goes, "If you can't handle the hot sauce, get out." And I was like, "I'm sorry," because dude, it was intense, and I was like bugging out. But what was your story?
So I went for their grand opening or their soft grand opening. Everything was cool, nothing crazy, nothing bad, right? And then it came time to roll. And this gentleman asked me to roll with him perfectly fine. I asked him if he was injured, things like that, because I don't want to be the dick that goes 100%, especially being that Alex is my friend. I didn't want his students to think that I was a dick, going hard off the rip. Like, I wanted to check to see where you were. He's the guy's a brown belt, cool, no problem. But then he goes, yeah, I haven't rolled in months. This is like my first hard training session.
Ooh, you said this or the other guy?
The other guy.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, listen, fair. We don't gotta go 100%. I was like, bro,
set you up.
You're my first round. It's okay, yo. Let me warm up. I love it. Yo, the first 40 seconds into the match, the kid's putting me in an inside heel hook and shit. And he was fast with it. And in my head, I was like, bro, you said go light. I can go hard, but like you said go light. So we ended up, and then we have a mutual friend. And the guy that I was rolling with was a lot older than me. So like I didn't want to, be disrespectful in the sense that I'm about to fuck up my elders real quick. But
the bald big dude?
No. It was it was no bald big guy. The guy had long hair.
All right, everybody. That was Andrew Franco. I'm sure he'll be joining us in a second. We're gonna reconnect, but yeah, I think Andrew's being sniped right now by the whole Master Sky assassins. And I love Master Sky. It was located very close to my apartment in Bushwick, New York. And it's very cool. It's very laid back. But there should be an advertisement that we roll hard once we get going, because it comes across as very like a yoga studio. It's donation based. It's very laid back. But when it's go time, they roll hard. And there's a reason why they're snatching up all the medals in these local competitions, because they're talented instructors. Alex and Vaughn. I know I joked about Vaughn and Han, but I respect the hell out of these guys. They welcome me into their gym with open arms, and I can't thank them enough for giving me an outlet to train while I was in Bushwick, and I wasn't getting my necessary physical output from Planet Fitness. Master Sky gave me an outlet, and go check out their new gym in Chinatown. If they're not taking over New York, they'll be very close, because those guys are grinders. They're smart. They're intuitive. They're progressive. They are part of the future wave of jiu-jitsu and martial arts. I believe there will be a MMA fighter, a local professional who can credit Master Sky where he got his jiu-jitsu training. But Andrew Franco and I, we're just explaining the ins and outs that goes on in a gym. And I don't want to discourage you guys from signing up for jiu-jitsu. It is a hard sport. If you listen to Joe Rogan speak with Eddie Bravo, he speaks about how severe the sport can be if you're training it on a consistent basis. I kind of find it accidentally awesome that I train in seasons and waves and take off full year at a time, many months at a time, and go hard when I train and hit the break when I don't. I want to get better at being consistent, being a student of the game, jiu-jitsu. That way I can level up, get my purple belt, and flash it on social media, of course. But the community of jiu-jitsu varies, because I grew up at a gym, Maxim BJJ, where we rolled hard at Maxim. And a lot of people, when I went to Manhattan or Brooklyn to train, they were like, hey, where the hell did you train before this? You're rolling too hard. And Andrew, as I was explaining to the audience, we're not killing or bashing Master Sky. We are martial artists like who love the game, who want to know the ins and out. I don't want to discourage people from joining martial arts. And yeah, it can be kumbaya, and there is a community, but there is a competitive factor. And I want people to know that, because Rogan and Eddie Bravo speak about the severity and the strain that martial arts can be on your body. And, it's kind of like a waiver or a warning, like, hey, you're about to do jujitsu. It's fun. You're gonna train. You're gonna lose weight, but just know there are levels to this.
There is. So sorry, guys. My phone died. I thought it was on the charger. Bonehead mistake. I apologize on that part. But
No
to
worries, no
piggyback
worries,
on,
brother.
off of what you said, I got nothing but love for Master Skya and Alex. You know, I'm not bashing them at all.
I was
I'm
just saying
also
the Master Sky Assassin just sniped you, man. They just took you out while you're talking.
yeah. You see, like, stop talking, cut it out. But like,
But it could be every gym, dude. Where I met you, UFC gym, the nicest guys in the world who were like physically fit. Maybe they knew some technique. They rolled like their life depended on it. That nervous energy, like that first 30 seconds, they feel like He-Man or the Hulk. You know, like holy shit. Like
everybody's super like tense, and they're like,
exactly tense.
"Ugh."
So
And then
maybe
once they loosen up,
it's a credit to you that you're a black belt. You're so calm, so cool, so relaxed that this guy's like, I'm gonna roll light. He kind of came in with the hands up, but then tried to snatch up a heel hook. I think that's a credit to your security as a man and a martial artist. If I had to spin it in a positive way.
I mean, I get it. I get, like, he knew who he knew of me, and I don't want to say anything bad or anything like that. Like, I don't think like I'm big in the community, but I feel like if maybe in his mind, like, he would have got the sub off for me, like, okay, I tapped Andrew, like, I got him, whatever. But you know, he was nice during the role. As I was saying before, like, he's a mutual friend. He's an older man, so like when he went for it, in my head, like, it bothered me because you said we were gonna go light, and
Yeah.
I'm here gonna be relaxed, and then 2 seconds later, I'm like defending my heel and shit. You know,
Yeah,
like, I
yeah,
wasn't
yeah.
ready for it. But no, like, it is what it is. Like, you're gonna get those guys that want to go hard with you, and then they need to get that tap because they need to like feel, you know,
That's their
that,
competition.
oh, yeah, you know. But then you're gonna have those guys that don't really care, and they're just gonna train to train. But and then you have the competitor. The competitor is always gonna care.
Now, again, we're being joined by Andrew Franco. Hopefully, we catch him before his phone dies again, or the Master Sky Assassin. I'm just kidding. Follow him on Instagram at the Latin Samurai _ I love the word samurai. I believe you're a leader, man. You are a modern day samurai.
Got it tatted
Cool.
on my
Who
hand
did
and
I
all.
just see? Oh, Marvin Vittori's got a pretty nice samurai thing going on his chest too. So
Yeah.
respect to the samurais and respect to Marvin Vittori. I wasn't a big fan of him until he won that fight and took it on like multiple weight changes. Paulo Costa was doing damage control, but respect to the true martial artists and the samurais. And again, we're being joined by a true martial artist in Andrew Franco. Speaking of personalities in the sport, man, varying from a guy who wears a suit, who's a white belt, to a guy who's ready to knock on the door of the UFC. I believe you can be a master of men in the sense that you're not only could be a leader, a mentor, but your personality is it's easy to gravitate to. Where does that come from? Like, I don't think you ever have a bad day, man. Your heart and your brain seems gold.
Oh man, that hits, man. That means a lot. You know, like, especially uh you know, everybody has like a dark place, and sometimes dark place is like really real and dark. And I've had my dark days, you know. And so, like, for you to say something like that truly hits the heart. So I really appreciate that. Um, I don't know, honestly. Like, my dad, oh my god, my dad, don't even let me get me started. My dad is like, he can talk to anyone about anything. Like, he's a people's person. Like, my dad's the type of person that you'll go to any line and you go up to the cashier, and you know how like some cashiers are very mean or like quiet, won't say nothing to you.
Yeah.
He'll crack a joke at every cashier, whether it's like a man or a female, whatever, and they'll start laughing. And it's like, yo, I want to be like that. Like, I want to have that skill, you know. So like, I try to be like him, and then in the sense of like trying to be more open. And then my mom is a very loving and caring person. Like, if I'm like, I only get sick once a year, and when I get sick, it's like I'm dying sick. So when I get sick, she knows like I'm not playing around. Like, I can't even leave bed. So like when I'm sick, every hour, like, she's at my door trying to give me water, soup, food, and all that stuff. So I feel like I get the openness, being like funny and like goofy and like cool for my dad, and then the loving, caring side for my mom.
Now, is this something that I'm pushing on you that it's like maybe you don't want to be like the head of multiple school chains, and maybe you just want to be the lead instructor at one major school that's sending guys to Abu Dhabi or ADCC or every Brazilian jiu-jitsu trial, maybe even a UFC fighter who you guys are his cornerstone for his jiu-jitsu on top of his striking or whatnot training. Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
In 5 rows, I'll probably be dying. In 5 years, man, that's a tough one. It's not a tough one, but like I have
Or
so
do
many
you want to
plans and
be in that
ideas.
position where you're the manager, you're kind of doing everything, wearing all the hats, or do you just like being the kind of the cool coach who like everybody can go to?
I want to do a little bit of both.
Okay.
Like right now, like at the other gym, I'm just the head jiu-jitsu coach. So all I do is teach jiu-jitsu classes and stuff like that. Like every now and then they actually with help from the business aspect, but more or less the other guys like handle that. Right. I mean, I'm in the loop, but that's like their thing, the business side. So maybe in 5 years, I want to be like in a manager position, but at the same time, like I see how some managers are, they'll be super stressed, like uptight, like like fucking trying to blow their brains out type shit. I'm good on that. Like I rather just teach jiu-jitsu all day and just worry about just my guys getting good, my guys representing the school, like, and that's kind of what I'm doing now. Right now, I'm focusing on my jiu-jitsu. I'm trying to get my name out there in the jiu-jitsu community. I this year like kind of started stepping into the MMA scene. So like at this gym, the Warrior Nation in Dumbo, Brooklyn,
Yep. Yep.
they have a MMA program, or they're like an MMA based school, right? So I've cornered 3 guys for their MMA fights, which is pretty cool. So like now I get to see like a different aspect of jujitsu. So like there's the self defense aspect, there's the competition aspect, and now there's the MMA aspect of jujitsu.
Wow, man. And like I said before, when we were joined by Marco Berriando, come on, Dan Canobio, get his name correct. This guy is going to be
Right,
a
my boy,
savage. Get ready for
Cali.
his December fight. Um, I believe you can be the I mean, obviously you're Andrew Franco 1.0, but I mean, this is pretty good to be in the same sentence. I believe you could be the next John Danaher. No offense, but I heard he doesn't train as much. He's not on the mats, and I believe you get just unfiltered, nothing to compare to it, experience, and when you're hands on. And dude, you are hands on. You're competing. You're training these guys. Ah, I don't know. I mean, this is part of your personality. What's so attractive, man, that you're so like calm, cool. If it happens, it happens. Like you're not like, yeah, I'm gonna do this. I'm not gonna be this. It's gonna happen, and that's what I think so cool about you, man. Just the guys that I'm sure. Can you speak about that? That just people just want to speak to you, like just always naturally, like, hey, Andrew, what do you think about this? Like it could just be about life, and like your personality is
Yeah.
just it's so different and unique. Like I said, man, gold.
Again, man, really appreciate. Thank you. And yeah, like I have like all my students. Like I talk to all my students. I'm cool with all my students. I have like that open line of communication where like we could talk about whatever the case may be. But just when it comes time to jujitsu, let's be respectful and do jujitsu. Outside jujitsu, you want to like joke around and clown around. That's cool. But when we're on the mats, let's train. So like I have students that talk to me about like life problems that they're having. I have students that talk to me about their jobs, their relationships, their careers, their families, their everyday to day life. So like I guess you can say yeah, people like to talk to me and stuff like that, but I also like to talk too. So like it kind of works out hand in hand. But I'm only talkative if like I know you and I'm cool with you and I vibe with you and I fuck with you. Like there's times where I've gone out with my friends and I don't know like people in the room, so I'll just be quiet or I'll just fuck with the people that I know. So like
Now,
not everybody sees this side of me. Only the people that like I'm cool with and like I'm comfortable around can see this side.
and do you believe that's how you're always going to be? Just like you have a certain circle and could slowly grow as long as they got to know you? Or, I mean, like whoever sees this episode, man, they might reaching out like they know you. Like Rogan talks about all the time. He goes, I see these people like they know me. Are you worried about being too public, or are you comfortable being kind of like essentially a role model, man?
Uh, I don't mind. Like I don't want people coming up to me saying, "Oh my God, like you're this guy," just because like it makes me feel weird because I don't try to put myself on that pedestal as like these guys. You know, not saying that everybody does it or whoever does it. Like if that's like how you are or what makes you function, so be it. But like when people come up to me and be like, "Oh my God, you're amazing. Your jujitsu is so great," and I'll be like, "Oh, thank you. It's not all that. I try, but I appreciate that. I even said that. I think I even said that to you when you complimented me on my jujitsu when we were training back in the day. But I don't mind. Like if someone wants to come up to me and fucking have a jiu-jitsu conversation, I'm down for it. If someone just wants to come over because they know me and they just want to shoot the shit, like we can shoot the shit. Uh Preferably if someone wants to come over and be like, yo, I got an L, what's up? And yeah, we can go, yo. I'm just down for whatever, to be honest. Like I said, I'm trying to be more open-minded, like my dad. Like my dad can go anywhere and be that cool guy. And I try to be like him. He's very like confident and he knows who he is. So I try to be like him sometimes.
Respect, man, and respect to Daddy Franco, Mr. Franco, Sir Franco. I'm sure I'll run into him in the future, man. Respect, 100%. We need a lot more, not necessarily stronger men. We need a lot more stronger figures in society, and especially in a time with this when the world was flipped upside down. And I'm happy to be associated with Andrew Franco. Andrew, I'm sorry, but I believe it, man. Do you know who Phil Nurse is?
Yeah, I've heard of him.
The Muay Thai guy, the little guy with the earring.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
dude, that's what I
Everybody
see for
knows him
you.
for it.
Not that you're gonna be a little bald and overly tan. I mean that, like, I
I
mean that,
don't think
like,
I'm going bald just yet.
no, it's just you gotta get silk pillows. You gotta headstands. Believe me, I'm working on everything. But Phil Nurse, it seems like he's just so happy in his lane. He has a beautiful dojo in New York. He's had the likes of John Jones and George St. Pierre bring him into his corner, and that guy's he's so happy being in his lane, but his lane is so big that these guys notice and they want to be a part of it, like these great fighters. I know you're not giving me a solid answer, but I see it, man. Some like, I don't know if it's going to be a Dagestani guy that needs to learn wrestling, some Canadian guy that needs to learn jujitsu or something. I just see you on the top of that cage. There's going to be a kickboxing coach, and then there's going to be you, man. I just see it happening.
Thank you, man. I really appreciate that. And with that being said, it may come true. Warriors Nation, their MMA program is doing really good right now. What is it? November 5th, I have my friend EP fighting. And then also November 5th, we have a kid named Yasir fighting for a title. If you saw his last fight, yo, he knocked the kid out. It's crazy.
Let's go,
Like the
man.
whole
I'll be
crowd was
there
like cheering and
November
stuff.
5th, Patchogue,
Yeah.
Stereo Garden. I know you got to go, man. I'm stealing up your time, but last thing you touched on Warrior Nation. Not me. You brought it up. Not me. You brought it up.
Yes.
Pedro, Hulk, Villa, Xavier, the whole Warriors Nation, man. Pedro, like I've had the chance, very blessed, privileged, honor to speak to many martial artists, many professional fighters at a high level, guys who touch UFC gold. Pedro was one of my most favorite interview that I had in my life. The guy seems extremely present. He seems focused. He seems like he knows what he wants, and he has no problem walking through the fire to get there. Can you give us an anecdote about Pedro that maybe people on the outside may not know? Because, dude, I saw this guy at the UFC gym. I go, who is this guy? Like, who is this guy? I don't know. But he had this just strong energy and aura. And for me, who's not shy to speak to anybody, I was very shy to speak to him. When I grabbed him after his winning fight, this guy just like opened his heart to me. I go, oh, Pedro, I'm gonna come to Dumbo, man. Like he has that energy, and I'm so happy you guys are connected. Can you speak on Pedro and the mentality and the identity of Warriors Nation in Dumbo?
I mean, what you saw, that's Pedro. At the gym, he's the same. Like, he'll go to the gym. He's very quiet. He'll say hi to everybody, then right to training. Like he plays no games. And then he's also very...
To me, that's more alpha. Like the quietest
Yeah.
guy who does his business is alpha.
Fuck you, man. I'm alpha and I'm very loud.
No. That's your exterior
Stop.
persona, man. It's like you're literally like just you're
No,
Miyagi.
Pedro doesn't play no games, man. He comes in, he says hi to everybody, he puts his music on if he's DJ that day, and then he gets right to training. Like, and then he's as disciplined as he is like when he is on the mat, he is off the mat. Like his diet's on point. He's always like eating the right foods. I think he just turned vegan, right? That's what is vegan. So he's been vegan for like a couple months now, or maybe a year, something like that. I'm bad with time,
Wow.
but like he's doing everything that he has to do to be where he wants to be where he wants to be at in his life.
You gotta respect him, man.
It's it all comes back to Warriors Nation, man. Like it was me, Hansel, Xavier,
I
and
knew
my
there was a
boy.
Hansel somewhere.
Yeah, come on, we always have a Hansel. And my boy Lewis, that like the four of us really like sat down and talked about it and tried to build what Warriors Nation is today.
Unbelievable. And yeah, you're probably right. That corner, that UFC corner, you guys flying to Australia, Moscow, Tokyo, man. It will probably be with the Warriors Nation banner as long as the UFC allows you to have a banner. Who knows? But I appreciate the time, Andrew. I know you're a busy man. I won't bother you for a while. I promise. 2 weeks.
Or you can come to my gym.
Yes, sir. And I promise,
Oh.
Pedro, I'll come down. Marco, I want to do a lot of these like hands-on journalism. Get to hang out, experience Warrior Nations, and hang out with you guys, and maybe we can do trade some greenery. I am 25% Native American. I don't know if that helps me or doesn't help me metabolize that type of stuff well, but we will trade greenery, my man.
I got you, man. Don't worry. I'm sponsored by a CBD company too, so I'll have some CBD green for you, so we can still puff together.
Yo, I'm a free agent. Tell them to call me up. I just reached out to a company. I said, hey, check me out. I go, sponsor me. I would love to speak the name of your company.
It's called
I'm a free agent.
Check them out. I'll send you their Instagram.
Okay, there you go. Give them a shout out one more time.
They're called Hemp Press on Instagram.
All right. Check out Hemp Press. Check out Andrew Franco at the Latin Samurai _. He's doing big things in the jiu-jitsu world, the NYC world, the martial arts world, and more than anything, better than anything, he's a good soul. Andrew, I really appreciate the time.
Appreciate you for having me, brother. Always down.
And there you heard it, my boy, Andrew Franco. How weird is that? Two Andrews, two guys that started in Taekwondo as their first martial arts training, two guys who are, what would you call it? Solo children and family. I forget the exact terminology, but right on the edge of my tongue. But guys, you hear the music. It's that time. Another Octagon episode is in the books, wrapped up. I appreciate you guys. I hope you appreciate me, and follow and subscribe and like and comment and repost and share and swipe right. Do everything. Everything Octagon. Your boys out here in the community, on the streets of Zoom. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. There'll be much more content coming next week. Just gave you your fill now. Good luck to PFL fighter Chris Wade. There's a huge UFC card this weekend. UFC 267. But until next week, your boy is Owzy. Peace.